So the floor is all yours, sir. You may proceed.
Thank you very much, Geoffrey. Thank you very much, and welcome to this webinar today. We are talking about strategy and projects. I'm presenting you something in this 40 minutes that we have that we have already discussed in Dubai. Last time we went there with PMI. And if you want more information about these things and more information, you can, and you are a member of the PMI, you can download my papers that I have uploaded on the PMI.org site, and so you can read more of what we are talking today in this way. So basically, I'm talking from Rome. I'm from Italy, and you know my name is Luca Romano. I've been already presented from Geoffrey, and I'm not going deeper into this because you already know me. These are the things that I like to do when I don't speak in conferences or I don't work, but you already know me. So I'm talking from Italy right now to you. So what are we talking about today? Why I'm here? So basically, what we are doing today is just to go through something that I usually call the connection. The connection is what we would like to do when we define our strategy, and defining our strategy, we would like our actions to be aligned with our strategy. So we would like to go to a direction. But I say I call the connection, but when I talk about strategy, I like to talk about a sort of trajectory, where our company wants to go. So another key point that we are discussing today is the role of project managers in this, because sometimes strategic management is something that top managers do. They prepare huge and very important strategies, and they communicate this to the company, and then the company keep on doing things that they did last years and keep on doing the same things. So basically, to change the direction of the company without involving the people that are directly working on project is very difficult. So the role of project managers, and I'm from PMI, so we are very aware of this role. The role of project managers in this is key, because they are, I will tell you, they are the strategy in action. They manage the projects that are realizing the strategy. So today, basically, we are doing this very fast in this 45 minutes that we have, but basically we are just giving you a glimpse of what we mean with strategy. What is project portfolio? Because a project portfolio is the way to start and create this connection between the strategy and what we do. So the connection between strategy and action and the role of project manager. So basically, we are going through these four key points. Okay. So basically, what is strategy? Let's talk about strategy. Let's chat 5 minutes, 10 minutes about this. So as I told you, I like to refer to strategy as a trajectory. So it's a direction. It's the direction and scope of the organization over the long term. This long term is always more and more shorter in the last years because the markets are very fast. We have to continuously change our strategy and our direction and our trajectory to follow our competitors and to follow our markets. So, but basically, the direction that where we're gonna go is to achieve an advantage. Okay, using our resources and challenging within our challenging environment to meet the needs of the markets and to fulfill the stakeholders' expectations. So basically, what we're talking about here is to decide a direction to create value, benefits to our company. These benefits will let us survive in the market and gain an advantage in our market. So basically, so what are we talking about? We are talking about something that is related to a long-term direction. We are talking about something that is related to scope, so the boundaries around our strategy. We want to gain advantage, and we want to do this in our environment, not in another environment, and we want to gain this advantage in our business environment using our resources and our competences, and buying new resources and hiring new resources and new competences if we think that we need them to gain advantage in our direction, in our business environment. So all the things are strictly connected. Basically, we want to put a better way of working, a better way of selling our goods, a better way of managing our client, increasing the satisfaction. So basically, all the things that you do is to produce a value. A value could be a benefits as well. You know, we create a benefit in doing this. So in this way of doing things, in an environment like this, with the complexity that we are talking about, everything is complex because is uncertain, and so things will change while we are working on them. So everything will be uncertain, and we have to manage the change. The change will be it will happen very quickly, and we have to move in an integrated way within our company, in an integrated way, because all the functions of our company will need to go to the right direction. And to create change, we will set up programs and projects. And to manage our business, we will manage our operations. So basically, projects and programs and operations are what we are going to manage to go to the direction that we have defined with a strategy. So I like this. I like this. This next slide. I like this way to present this concept. You see, this pyramid is from the program management standard from PMI. So you see from the top, you have the vision and the mission. The difference between the vision and mission is that the vision is the reason why you are there. I mean, it's what you want to achieve. The reason why you are doing this business, what you have in your mind, the vision that you have. And so it is like for Henry Ford says, a car in every garage in U.S. So this was the vision that he had. The mission is something that is closer to reality, to the next years. So with the mission, you define the something that is closer, and you do an organizational strategy and objectives to do this. So basically, the breakdown of the of the vision and the mission are some objectives. The peculiarity of objectives is that they are measurable. So with these measurable things, you can do portfolio management. You see this area, the gray area here? So with portfolio management, you can do a sort of funnel. You select the things that you do here in the bottom, and you can do ongoing management operations, and you can do programs and projects. And you produce value doing recurring activities on ongoing operations, and you do new things, increase value, production capability with programs and projects. So basically, the projects and the programs are producing something new, and that's why we will say that project managers are important, because the real change within your company will be driven by programs and projects. And to select what to do you use portfolio management? You need models. You need selection models to do this. So the connection between where you want to go and what you're doing is right here. And portfolio, strategic planning are things that are strictly related. And the organizational resources will work on all the things that are managed by your company. But you know, the trajectory of the things you are doing must be in the right trajectory that you have defined with your strategy. So basically, we are going to talk about project portfolio management. So project portfolio management is something that derives from financial financial projects of shares or whatever it is. But here we are talking about projects, okay, and programs and operations. So basically we are talking about these three things. So you see, a portfolio is called a collection of components. Component could be a program, projects, or operations. So all the things that you do. So basically with your project portfolio, you manage as a group to achieve strategic objectives, the things that you do. You not only manage them, but you select them, because basically what you do is to select, choosing within many things that you can do, the right things. Not only the things that they are giving you a lot of money, but that's always a good thing to do, but anyway, the things that are giving you money in the direction that you have defined within your strategy. So you see, these are from the PMI standard for portfolio management. So is the coordinated management of one or more portfolio, but basically what you do here what you do here is the are you still here? Oh, yes, 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 I'm sorry. I was thinking about, I lost the connection. So here we are, sorry. And so what we're talking about here is that the activities that you do, I'm sorry, I was thinking, I saw a strange message. So the things that you are doing here is that in project portfolio management, you follow a process. This process could be expressed in this way. So basically, you define the company strategy and the strategic objective and definition and breakdown. You do the demand and portfolio management. So first you define your strategy, and then you do the portfolio management. So it means, collection with several company departments of ideas and other things. Let me see if there are problems here. No? Just no. I've received a message. Okay. So, so the ideas, the initiatives, the needs, the projects, the activity screening and selection is what you do, and then you balance the authorization and release. So basically you define your strategy and you apply the portfolio. At the end of the portfolio, you have a balanced set of projects, programs, and operations that should be theoretically aligned with your strategy. This alignment will bring you to something that is called realization. I mean, definitely after we have defined the portfolio of the things that I have to do, I am going to develop and then control my programs, projects, operation. Theoretically, I should have been able to apply a model that will let me choose the right things to do based on the strategy and the direction that I defined. But I will review it. So strategy and portfolio review will mean to keep on under control the things that I am doing. So I have to do both. From one side, I have to control my portfolio and the things that I am doing, controlling time, cost, quality, deliverables, the level of satisfaction of what I'm doing. But on the other hand, every single project will impact how much I'm realizing my strategy. So not only project management office control, but portfolio, way of controlling your set of projects, programs, and operations. On the other, so basically I have to control the direction. On the other hand, I will need to verify that my strategy is still the right one, because it could change. So basically I have to control my strategy, and I have to control the direction, that my direction is the right one. With portfolio management, with project management, you do things properly. But on the other hand, you have to keep on verifying that these things are the right things to do. I'm not saying that you have to change your strategy every 6 months, but maybe you have to slightly change the direction of what you're doing. This slight change means to strategy review what you're doing. So this is what you have to do, and the process you follow. So basically, once you have defined your strategic objective, you have defined the strategic objectives. You do demand portfolio management, and so you acquire information again. You project plan and execute things. You project control. You strategic objectives review, and so on. This is similar to the PDCA wheel, Deming's wheel. So it is always so. It is always so. You start experience means to do many PDCA wheels. The more you do these things, the more experienced you are, the more able you are in anticipate problems. So basically, this is project portfolio management. Okay. So we have presented strategy, and then we have presented project portfolio management. So here, basically, we are talking about this connection now. So we have the strategy, we have the action. In the middle, we have something that we need to select and control. To select what to do and control that what we are doing is the right thing that we are going to do. So this is very important because the connection is very difficult to define and is very difficult to maintain. I am doing this work since years now for many companies, and it's not simple to define a strategy, okay? It's not simple to manage projects, but what is very difficult is to keep them connected one to another. And about this, I'm doing a lot of study about this. I'm studying this matter since years. And it is very interesting then when you do this kind of study and then you apply them to reality to see how things are different. I've done it in the public sector, in banking, in insurance, and construction, and and every field has peculiarities. It's different, but what is weird? It's that honestly they all have the same problem. Because when you talk to managing directors and telling them that the actions should be aligned with your strategy, they say, of course they are, but then they don't have a system to control it. So just to give you an idea of what we're talking about, just to have a little bit of fun with some picture, So imagine that we are a cargo shipping company. We freight ships. So our business, our vision is a cargo in every port, okay, in every harbor in the world. So this is our vision. So and then our mission is that we have to do our best to increase the business in the West for us. And I'm from Italy. I live in Rome. So my star is there. That's my company. My company is right there, and is starting from a port that is close to Rome, that's called Civitavecchia. So we start from there. So based on our vision, so our vision is that a cargo in every port, in every harbor in the world. Is we could go anywhere. So we could decide to go anywhere in the world. We could move from our company to any place. So basically what we need is to apply, to define a strategy. So our strategy is to increase our business in the west side of the world for us, from Italy, from Europe, from Mediterranean Sea. So basically imagine that we have defined with our selection model. We have analyzed many projects, so many routes. Imagine to go to New York, Cuba, to Venezuela, to Canada, to wherever it is, and we have defined with our selection model that the best project we could follow is this one. Is to go to New York. Okay, so but things are never so simple. So instead of going directly to New York, with our analysis, we have prepared many projects, and our selection method has shown that we should go to New York, but we could do peculiar thing going there. So we should first go to Spain because it's close. So our cargo freight ships should go to Spain and then to Canary, and then they should move from Canary to the north and go to Ireland, and then after Ireland to Iceland, and then to Terra Nova in Canada, and then to New York. So basically we have broken down our vision, our mission, our project into smaller deliverables, and we have defined our projects. Okay, so our project, that is this aligned with our vision? Yes, we're shipping for cargo. Is this aligned with our mission, short-term mission? Like, yes, we're going to the west, and we could go in many places to the west. We have chosen this one because of our business analysis and so on. So basically, to do this, you need a model. So you need a model to manage this connection. You need a model to choose New York, and then when you're going to New York, you need a model on the way to New York to verify that you're going to the right direction. So you have to control your route, and at the same time, you need a model that keep the strategy connected to what you're doing. So basically, these are some things that could be related to our model that usually, this is it must be these three objectives, they must be broken down. Then a model should be flexible enough to respond to changes. So imagine when you are in Canary that you have to other information that are giving you an information that is much better to go to Venezuela or whatever else around there, and then to Cuba, and then to go to New York. You're not changing your mission, you're just changing your projects. And so again, remember the importance of the project managers. They are right there. They are the captain of that boat. So basically, at the same time, it must be flexible, but it must be easy of use. So it's simple enough to be used by people in all area of organizations. It's something I can tell you in my experience in managing this kind of things, is that the model will be used for many people. They want to play with it. They want to play with the model that will say this project is better than this project if we start from this strategy. Okay? So it must be easy of use, and it could be cost effective. I mean, it shouldn't cost too much. You shouldn't spend too much with this kind of models, because you will use it a lot. So the screening model, cost effective. So reflect strategy objectives, flexible enough to respond to change, cost effective, and simple. Okay? So basically, if you study, if you read something that I have written or other authors, not only me, you can see there are several connection techniques that you can use. So these several connection techniques could be, I'm simplifying them with this list: checklist, profile, analytic, IHP, simplified scoring model, and benefits model. So just to give you an idea, because I want to focus on one of these, only on one of these technique, because I think it's the one that shows more this connection, this concept of connection. So the checklist is the simplest way to do screening. I mean, with a checklist, you just check if something is yes or no. So basically, there are no scoring, there are no weights in this way of doing things. It's simple, but it's effective. You define the criteria. Remember that basically, when you break down the strategy into objectives, then these objectives must be transferred into criteria. That means could be financial or non-financial. But basically, the criteria are what you use to measure the capability of your projects and programs to go to the right direction, okay? Just to simplify. So the checklist. Profile models are a little bit more complex because you see, while staying with a certain range of the minimum acceptable risk, so based on the same level of risk, which is the best mix of alternatives that you have to select, maximizing the return. So you define the level of risk you wanna accept, and then you at that level you can have many other choices. So here is a little bit more complex because we are adding the concept of risk, probability of success, okay, to your process, to your project. The analytic hierarchy process, honestly, is the one I'm using the most in what I'm doing with a company I'm working for, because basically the analytic hierarchy process provides you something that is very valuable. You can set, with this kind of technique, criteria that are quantitative and qualitative. And the fact that you can use qualitative criteria is very valuable because, you know, many, yes, of course, return on investment, payback period, net present value are quantitative. But on the other hand, the probability to increase that percent, the customer satisfaction in that part of in that group of customers is more something that you can measure, but it's something that is more close to what do you think about that, or the fact that this will increase the value perceived from clients of your company is something that is less quantitative. So the analytic hierarchy process again uses criteria and sub-criteria to analyze, deeply analyze the projects, using the pi-wise as well. So you can study, you can read more, you can read my articles if you're interested. This one is the simplified scoring model. The scoring model is more complex than the checklist because adds to the criterion a numeric scale. So you evaluate, for example, 1 to 5, how much a project will satisfy a criteria, very low, low, medium, high, very high, and then you weight it, okay? So you give a weight. This will give you a ranking. You will have a ranking in analytic hierarchy process too, but you are there strictly connected. So with this rank, you will have the first, at the top of your ranking will be the project that is more aligned with your strategy. So strategic alignment will be shown from this. So this is the scoring model, and the last one, but is the one that I wanna go a little bit deeper in this presentation, are called benefits model. The good part in benefits model and the bad part of this benefits model, because it's not easy to create and to design it, is that there is a sort of visual diagram that maps the alignment of the projects with the strategic objectives. So this mapping is very interesting. You know, as I say, it's very sexy to present to board of directors or whatever it is, because from one side you move left to right and right to and left to right and right to left, like the forward and backward pass of the technique to the critical path meter. So they also assure that so from one side you verify that your strategic objectives are serviced by projects, and on the other side, from the right side, you verify that your projects are aligned with your strategic objectives. So you can move, as I'm showing you in this picture, you can move left to right, so from here to benefits, and to, so from left to right, from drivers to benefits, and from right to left, from enabler to benefits. So here is what I want. So here is what I want to do. So the driver is the reason why I want to do it. And my objective are the strategic objectives. So every strategic objective wants to produce a benefit. On this side, you have the enabler. So the enabler are the things that you do, the actions that you do. You can call it whatever you want. And everything you do will change something. Change something that is actually done from your company. So it will produce an outcome. And this outcome must be connected with a benefit. So basically, designing this picture for your projects, it's key to analyze, for example, an actual portfolio and to analyze how much this actual portfolio is aligned with your strategy. Or moving from left to right, you could define the drivers, the objectives, strategic objectives, and define the project to achieve them. So basically, the benefits model are the expression of what I'm telling you. It are the expression of this connection. So I will give you an example in this. So imagine you have two drivers. This is a simplified model for a presentation. Of course it is. So basically, you know, you want the shareholders' expectations that could be better defined, and market share dropping will produce the fact that you want to increase profitability. Okay, so that's your problem. Okay, just take for granted that it's a problem. And then you have three projects here. So you have the price structure review. So you want to review the price structure. You want to centralize the customer support, and you want re-engineer the building process. So you just now, let's try, it's like a game, you know. You have to move from here, trying to connect this one to this or others if you have. So see how it works. You say, we will change, we will no longer have a 10 level, 15 level price structure like us and our customers, and our, competitors, but we will go with a 3-level price structure. That will produce a simpler price structure, that will produce a better market position, because, you know, it's very simple what we do. We have a better market in the market. We are known for the fact that it's very simple, and we have a very simple price structure, and it will produce customer relationship, and from this we will increase profitability, for example. Or let's do with the second. Faster customer support centralization, faster repair process, that will engineer our repair process, and this will increase our customer satisfaction because everything will be simpler, will improve customer relationship, increase profitability. And the last one, so billing process integration, because we will re-engineer our billing process. So for another reason you will see, and this is centralize our billing process. Instead of using without many departments will do this, we will do centralize, or we centralize it, and so we will probably definitely improve our billing system, and we will decrease transaction costs because it will be simpler for us to do this. We will decrease our costs and we will increase profitability. So you see, with this simple example, I'm giving you an idea with a tool that is called benefit model of what I'm talking about. So in this 40 minutes, I'm not giving you the solution, I'm not giving you formulas about this. I'm just giving you ideas to think about. So this is the model. Starting from this, let's go with the last, we have 5 minutes more. Just talk about the project managers. Why do we want to involve the project managers? Because the project managers are basically the captains of our boat that is going to New York. So these captains must be absolutely aligned with what we do, because they will be on the boat in the middle of the ocean. So from my understanding, the more is possible, because it's cost consuming to involve project managers, the more the strategy will be connected with the actions. So when a strategy is broken down to macro objectives, you should try to engage the pool of resources, the key resources that will be involved, more the project managers than the people involved in operations, because they will produce more change, they will produce the change. So involve them at the beginning, communicate to them, and get information from them from where you want to go. And saying this, I'm talking about the second point. The second point is that this process should be open. There shouldn't be communications breakdown during the navigation, during the route, because, you know, on the route, you should, from Italy, from your company, tell them that the strategy is changing, or there is a need of change the route, and they will tell you what's going on. So back and forth communication cycle is very important. At the beginning, they must be involved, and at the end, they should be absolutely, and during the navigation, they should be absolutely listen to what they're doing. So what I'm expecting, what I expect to do, what I try to do with current company, is to produce an ongoing, multi-level, multi-direction controlling and reporting system. So an open system. This must be an open system because the results are achieved from initiative project completion and that are measured. You will measure the success of your projects using the same criteria that you have used to choose them. So this is important. So you will need to have information from the projects on how they are going and how things are going to understand how you are achieving your strategy. And at the same time, you will need to provide them information about the strategy you are changing. Okay, so involve them, listen to them, keep them informed, and keep this communication alive. And set up a good model, choosing the right way to select, and then choose the same criteria that you use to select your portfolio, the project you're going to do, to control them. So the conclusions. First, there's the need to connect and keep connected the strategic direction with the action undertaken. Okay, and this is what we already said. There are many techniques. You have to choose them. The important thing is that the process you follow to select must be formal. This doesn't mean that there will be formulas, and this doesn't mean that your model will tell you which is the best overall set of projects and programs to achieve your strategy, because there is uncertainty. So you have to decide. These kind of things are decisions, support systems, are not formulas. So first. Second, the project manager are no longer receiving all instructions. They are part of the strategic plan process. So decide when you involve them, but remember that they are important because they will be on the boat. So if you don't communicate them, don't involve them, they will apply instructions and they will not change the routes. They will not know where to go. If they have to choose and there is a communication breakdown, they will not know what to choose between alternatives if they don't know which is the strategy. So the project manager is the captain of the boat and is the only able to avoid icebergs. So keep them informed, no communication breakdown, and give them all the information they will need to change the routes, choosing alone while they are in the middle of the ocean. And last one, as project manager, produce change, because I told you that a project is a change production. Project produce something that doesn't exist. Project managers, they are a change agent because the project managers are strategy in action. So they are really, really very important. Sometimes they don't know how much important they are. So it is important for you to tell them their importance and to tell them how important they are to achieve your strategy and have success in your market. So I finished. That's 40 minutes, and I'm asking to Geoffrey.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much for the very interesting presentation. Folks, we are now open for the Q&A. If you have any questions, you could either raise your hand. There's a hand icon available on webinar console, or you could put your questions in the question box. So for the Q&A, you could raise your hand, or you could put it in the question box. See, there is one question, rather it's a comment or question, but if you would like to further comment it, the comment is that portfolio management it's difficult because of in the brownfield project, as this is more operational requirements.
So, excuse me, I've missed the question. In brownfield projects?
Yeah, is portfolio
It's
management
more
difficult?
related,
Yeah,
because it's more related to operations.
yeah,
So it's more related to operations, and you cannot choose, probably, you cannot choose the projects the way, yeah, I've faced this situation. And that's correct. But on the other way, operation themselves will never survive without innovation. So even if you're doing the percentage of operations is very high, even decisions within the operations must be analyzed, taking care of your strategy and your direction. So the more operation you have, the less way you have to increase your value with new projects. But at the same time, as I told you at the beginning, the project portfolio management is something related to conflict. So even the way you do operations and the process that you follow, increasing your effectiveness and efficiency is important. So you will innovate the way you do operations with new projects, and the way you will innovate your operations must be in the right direction. So again, I think that the approach should be the same. Something that I could say is that the level of innovation of the market you work in, so it depends on where you're working, where you're doing your business, will affect the way you will do portfolio as well.
we have another one. It's a short one. What is the major operational risk one is taking while making any project or operational plan?
What is the major risk?
Yeah,
Can you repeat? Sorry.
What is the major operational risk one is taking while making a project plan?
Doing a project plan, a strategic project plan. This is what I mean.
Indeed, strategic operation plan.
Well, the project. For me, when you do a strategic project plan, the risk is to. What I've seen in managing portfolio is that companies, when they start doing portfolio management, strategic management, they tend to be satisfied from the strategy and the strategic planning that they have done, and not changing it. So basically, what I see with my clients, with the company I work for, is that they define the set of criteria, they define the strategic plan for the next 3 years, and they spend not enough time to think about, after 6 months, after 9 months, after 1 year, if the strategy and the direction that they have defined is still the same. It's still the right one. So they are so happy that they have, this is basically at the beginning of the process, the first years, the first 3, 4 years, 5 years of this kind of things. So they are satisfied for what they've done. They don't change the criteria. They keep on doing the same, using the same criteria to assess the projects. And this is a risk. This is risky because the market is much faster than your model. So you could lose competitiveness.
Okay, we have another one from Brother Abdul Rahim. The question is there a formal way to involve strategy planners group and project manager groups like we have with PMO, but at strategic level?
So a formal way to involve them is something that we have done. Basically, we have done workshops with top management. So we did workshops with top management to define the strategy. So we came up with many ideas, and we produced a draft strategic document, and this strategy was broken down into areas. There were two big objectives and five sub-objectives. Within these five sub-objectives, we decided to break them down again in smaller objectives. So to do this, we involved the bottom of the structure. Not that bottom, I mean the responsible, the people that will manage the projects. So the key project managers. I'm talking about. This was a public sector example, and I'm talking about 40 people, probably, yeah, 40 people. With other, we assign a responsibility for every sub-objective to some responsible, and then they organize workshops. And during this workshop, the people from not top management people, but let's say medium-level people and project managers were asked to break down the sub-objectives defined for the top management into smaller objectives. And we used the output of this workshop and we went back to the top management and we go back and forth with this kind of things. And it was very valuable. The only problem is that it's time consuming. So basically, my suggestion is to do this kind of things when the company is not enough mature to understand what you're doing, so they need a lot of involvement, and these kind of things are like training, like coaching to them. So you spend a lot of money, but it's like you're doing training to them. When you will become more mature and people will understand, you can decrease the amount of meetings and workshop and save more money, and probably an agile process, more agile, will work.
Okay, thank you. We have another one from Brother Ramesh Awad. The question is, if the organization does not yet have a clear documented strategy, can you still come up with a successful portfolio that will serve the business? If yes, then how?
Well, yeah, this is a good question because I've had a good experience in a situation like this. So my first portfolio was a bottom-up one. So what I mean when I say bottom-up, it means that we were not doing it because the top management were asking us to apply a portfolio management methodology to a strategy. But we start bottom. We start from the IT department. And so what we did, instead of defining the projects to do based on the strategy, we analyzed the actual portfolio using the brochure of the company and using information gathered within the company during the convention that the company did. And we designed their strategy in a way that they didn't even do it before. So basically, we organized their strategy. There was not a formal strategic planning process in place, and we broke down their strategy. And using this model that we have created, bottom up, we analyzed the portfolio. So basically, what I usually say is that even if there are no strategic planning processes in place, every company has a strategy. And the strategy is what a company do. So if you get all the things that a company is doing and you analyze what they are doing with a strategic point of view, you understand where they are going. And we realized doing this that there were duplicate projects, projects going to wrong direction, projects done from several departments going to the same direction. So only analyzing the as-is situation of projects and programs, we let them save a lot of money because they just terminate a lot of projects that were only they were started without a centralized way of managing system. So basically, my suggestion is to do it. Don't wait for the top management to ask you and start it. Do it. Try to understand the strategy, break it down into criteria, and then get the actual portfolio, assess the portfolio with the criteria, and show this result to the top management. And tell them, we understood that our strategy, this is our strategy more or less. Our portfolio is aligned to this strategy for the 40%. So you are thinking about going to New York, but you are going to South Africa. So basically, we have to change. So doing this is very strong. This is, we did an incredible success within that company because we found a way to give them a formalized way to show that the direction was South Africa instead of New York. And they, from that moment, they create a portfolio department and they start doing things properly, top down, not bottom up.
Well, that really brings us towards the end of the webinar. Mr. Luca Romano, any concluding remarks that you would like to give before we dismiss that?
Well, yeah, I think that portfolio management and this connection is very valuable for companies, and the return of investment in doing these things in a structured ways is immediate, because you get back all the time that you are spending, because just only to analyze your portfolio, looking your portfolio projects, operations, and programs in a centralized point, from a centralized point of view, will give you effectiveness and efficiency. My suggestion is not to use too complex models at the beginning, and my suggestion is to involve the people that are managing the projects right at the beginning, for two reasons. The first one is the one that we saw before, and the second one is that the only weakness of portfolio management could be that it could become a way to present cool reporting slides to top management. This is not the reason why you do that. So project managers shouldn't think that you use their information to prepare this cool slide for top managers. So if you involve them, you will solve this problem that is a weakness of portfolio, because it could become only something, a reporting system rather than a managing system. So that's it.
Well, thank you very much, Professor Luca Romano. I would like to thank you especially on behalf of Medina Institute for Leadership and Entrepreneurship, MAD. And thank you all of those who participated in this webinar. Those who have attended this webinar, they are entitled to claim 2 PDUs. The criteria was highlighted in the beginning, but let me tell you, if you have attended this webinar for a minimum 30 minutes duration, you shall receive an email from MAD within the next 24 hours giving you a full comprehensive instruction details on how to claim this PDU. We will be running a couple of more webinars in coming weeks and month time with collaboration of PMI Arabian Gulf chapter. So please stay tuned to webinar.mad.org. With that note, we'd like to conclude this session, so you all will be automatically dismissed out. You all have a good day, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're calling from. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.